Hi pre-calc. We're going to do section 4.2, that's slope of a line. I'll go over a general concept, then we'll calculate a slope, and then we'll do some graphing with slopes. Okay? So let's start with the general concept of a slope of a line. What the slope of a line does is it gives the line its angle or its tilt. Okay? So just in very, very generic terms, let's look at different lines. In terms of their slope. Okay, we're going to look at them in terms of their slope. So if a line is going upward from left to right, we would say that the slope, excuse me, we would say that the slope is positive. If a line is going down from left to right, we would say the slope is negative. If the line is flat, we would say the slope is 0. If the line is vertical, students will give two answers to this, and I'm fine with both. Some students will write that the slope is undefined. Okay, undefined is when you have a number divided by 0. Some other students will write no slope. I'm fine with both of those, okay? All right, so that's the general characteristics of the line in terms of their slopes. If we look at the formula to calculate the slope given 2 points, do you know what that is? Can you think of that off the top of your head? Let's see if we've got it. M equals to y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. Okay, that is the formula to calculate the slope. It can also be rewritten as a point slope formula. All right, now let me just look at your book real quick, and let me see if I can fix the lighting. All right, let's find, I'm just looking at your book real quick. Let me find 2 points. Let's start with 3, negative 2, and negative 1, 6. Okay, let's start there. Let's calculate the slope between these points. Now, when you're doing this, I just wish I could fix the light here. Let me see if I can just move stuff around a moment. That might be a little better. Okay. Now, when you're doing this, it doesn't matter who you call your first point or who you call your second point. What does matter, what you have to do, is that you have to be consistent. So, like, if you call this your first point, this has to be the x value of the first point. This has to be the y value of the first point. So you must be consistent within the point. This can't be like x1 and y2. These are both from team 1. So then if we call this point 2, this is x of team 2, y of team 2. So you have to be consistent within the point. It doesn't matter if I called this point 1 or this point 2. That part doesn't matter. But within the point, these two are only dating, and these two are only dating. Like, don't swap things around, okay? So you have to stay consistent within the point. All right, let's write this out. So y sub 2 is 6. Y sub 1 is, okay, there's a negative in the formula, and there's a negative in the y value. So that's what the double negative is from. All right, x sub 2 minus x sub 1. All right, now if you have a double negative, that's a positive. All right, so this is going to end up being negative 2. All right, so the slope between these 2 points is negative 2. Let me see if I can grab another one from here. Let's see what we've got. It'll refocus in a minute. Just give me a second to do it. 3 over 2, 7 over 3, and 1/3 and 4. Okay, let's try this again. Team 1, team 2, and we put it in the formula. Okay, so y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. All right, now since we have fractions, we're going to need to get an LCD. The LCD for the numerator is 3. The LCD for the denominator is 6. So I'm going to have to multiply this guy up down by 3. And I'm going to have to make these a 6. So 2 on this guy, 3 on that guy. All right, now I can actually combine. So I'm going to combine this. 5 over 3. And I'm going to combine this. -7 over 6. Now for some people it's easier for them to do this the long way at this point. So meaning they're going to do 5 over 3 divided by -7 over 6. Write it out the long way. It's the top fraction divided by the bottom fraction. Okay, and if it's division, that means then you can change it to multiplication and flip this. Now I like to reduce first. That doesn't have to be you. I like my numbers smaller versus bigger. And then remember, when you multiply, you go across. So 5 times 2 is 10. 1 times 7 is 7. And then let's not forget the negative sign. All right, so that's the final answer there. So just some little concepts before I stop this. It's when the y's are the same, that's a case where you have this, right? Because the y's are always the same here. When the x's are the same, it's this case. So when the y's are the same, the math comes out to be 0 over a number, which is 0. And like I said before, when it's undefined, the x's are the same. So you might have like 5 minus 5 in the bottom, which is why you get the undefined. Okay? All right, gang. Not doing too much with this. Oh, no, we are. We have another part to cover. So in the next video, I'll pick up more of 4.2. Okay, catch you. Bye-bye.